Football season is finally here, and we welcome you to the first edition of Pete's Picks. I'm Amber Wilson, and on the phone with me is CBSSports.com's NFL handicapper Pete Prisco. And Pete, who do you like in Week 1?
All right, the first week of the NFL is always tough to pick, so here we go. I look for teams with value, and by that I mean teams that are getting points at home. Two teams getting 3 points at home that I really like are the Green Bay Packers getting 3 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this Packers team is better than people think it is. They're tough on defense. They have 2 good corners that can play good shutdown coverage in the secondary. I think the Eagles will struggle on offense a little bit. I like Green Bay plus the 3. In Buffalo, I think Denver going east to open a season is trouble. They did it a couple years ago against Miami, went to Miami, were upset, had a good season, but that upset really stood out. So I think that happens again. I like Buffalo with J.P. Losman coming on. I think they got some good young athletes on that team. Denver has some issues on defense, particularly at the defensive end position, even though they signed Simeon Rice. So I look for the Buffalo Bills to upset the Denver Broncos. The other games I like, there are 3 others, 5 the first week. The other ones are all giving points. I like Houston minus the 3 against Kansas City. I think the Chiefs are a mess. I think they're going to struggle all year long. They go on the road to open the season. That's always tough, even though Damon Ewert is a veteran quarterback. He's been around for a long time. I like Matt Schaub against Damon Ewert. I like the Texans. Look for them to get the ball to Andre Johnson a bunch in that game. St. Louis minus 1 against Carolina. I like the Rams offensively, and I think when you look at their defense, adding Adam Carricker, adding a couple guys in the secondary, I think they're a better defensive team than they've been in the past. I like the Rams to upset. They're actually minus 1 against Carolina. And the final game, the dog game of the day, by most accounts, is a game I like. I like Oakland minus the 2 against the Detroit Lions. I think the Lions are terrible on defense. The Raiders, by contrast, are very good on defense. They will limit Mike Martz in that passing game, and I like the Raiders to upset, or not upset, but I like the Raiders against the Detroit Lions.
Okay, Pete, but for those of us who can't wait all the way until Sunday, who do you like Thursday night in the season opener with the Colts versus the Saints?
I like the Colts just a little bit. I don't like them a great deal. I like the Colts because I think their defense is a little bit better than what New Orleans has, and I think they'll get some matchup problems with that New Orleans secondary, and they are at home. So I like if there was a lean there, I would take the Colts. All
right, Pete, we're going to hold you to it. Let's hope you kicked off the season right, and we look forward to hearing from you again next week for more Pete's Picks. If you missed anything here today, stop, refresh, and rewatch. And don't forget to keep your mouse clicking on CBSSports.com for everything you need to know in the world of sports. For Pete Prisco, I'm Amber Wilson.